Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, and today we're looking at a very interesting topic: how to manage finances as a couple. We're going to be including tips on how to manage finances before marriage and how to manage finances as a married couple. And if you look at Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 19, it says, "A feast is made for laughter, wine makes merry, but money answered everything." This verse just goes a long way to tell us how important money is in running any organization or system on earth here, and that includes marriage, and which give us a reason to talk about money in marriage or as a couple. And just as a quick disclaimer, I'm not an expert in finances, but I've been married for about 4 years now, and I believe I've learned some tips that I would like to share with you on how you could manage finances. So the first point is, if you're not married, make sure you know your partner's financial status. Yeah, it's very important. Know how much your partner is earning. Know if your partner is in debt, if your partner uses credit cards. Know who your partner takes care of. If your partner is sponsoring somebody, you should have an idea of it. Don't get married to somebody and you realize that half of his income goes in helping his siblings or helping his relatives. That will traumatize you a lot. And the next thing you should know is that you must know your partner's history and financial behaviors towards money. So it's key for you to sit down, have a time you guys sit down and talk about finances, how each of you see finances and how you and your spending habit. And if you realize there's a problem here, make sure you get to your counselor or get a financial expert to help you people get to a conclusion. And the next point is decide the financial method you want to use, or the financial method or system you would like to use in your marriage. Are you going to adopt a joint account? Are you going to adopt a mini joint account or a separate account? Make sure you people discuss this before marriage. If you don't discuss this, you may be surprised that you are married to somebody and then later on in the marriage you realize that he has 2 jobs, 3 different accounts, and you're just aware of one. That may go a long way to create a mistrust in the marriage. And if you're married, I would strongly encourage you, make sure you discuss about finances with your partner. Make sure finances is not the rare thing in your marriage, and make sure you have this, you decide the financial method you want to use. And the next thing, it's make sure you plan. Make sure you have a good plan. At the end of each month, before the next month begins, make sure you sit down with your partner and discuss about the finances. How are you going to spend the money? Have a plan, a detailed plan. I'm going to spend the money on the rent, on this, on that. Make sure you discuss about finances. It's key. Having a good plan will help you avoid wastage of your resources. And as you know, if you're a couple, you have money, know that the money goes beyond you people. Part of the main reason why you people, the main reason of your money is for your children, and then secondarily third parties. And if you waste the money, you are wasting the whole resource that's meant for your children, and those are coming after them. So it's very important for you to plan. Think about the education of your kids. Think about the housing, the feeding. Make sure every detail of your expenditure is planned. The next key tip I would like to give is, make sure you keep financial transparency. Each of you must be aware how the other spends money. Each of you must be aware how your partners review his account. I mean, you must have an access to your partner's account personally, and it should be transparent, because when there is no transparency in a relationship, you usually give room for the third party to creep in. I cannot tell you the number of families I've seen have their resources ripped off from them because a third party came in, and the other could not realize that because he never had access to the other's finances and the other was not transparent. So if you're transparent financially, it will go a long way to protect your family income, protect the resources of your family. It's very key. The next is develop wise spending habits. I cannot overemphasize this. There are many ways in which you can cut costs as a couple. Develop good bargaining skills. Buy in bulk. There's sometimes that let's say you have a child, the child is a month old, you are sure that you're going to be using diapers. So at times, a way to cut costs will be to buy in bulk. If you buy in bulk, you may have some discounts attributed to that because you are sure that you'll be buying it regularly. Or oil in the house. I mean, you know that almost everything you cook, you're going to use oil. So it may be wiser for you to buy in bulk. The next spending habit you could adopt is making sure you buy things off season or when things are on sale. You have a plan of how you want to spend it, the things you want to buy. I mean, program it when to buy it. Another thing is to research things before buying. I mean, anything that you have seen the price somewhere, you could buy it cheaper. And the good thing for you, the best thing for you to do is to do personal research, study on where you can buy these things, how you can get it at a cheaper price. That will go a long way to make you save some small thousands here and there. So it's very important. And another thing concerning spending you must avoid greatly is avoid impulsive buying. I mean, the publicity part of the business now is getting to our mind. Everything seems nice when they're doing publicity, but usually you may not even need it. But because of the advertisement they're doing, because of the publicity they're doing, it may stir up a desire to have that thing. But usually you may not even need it most of the times. So it's important not to indulge in impulsive buying. If you are indulging in impulsive buying at times, you realize that before the month runs to an end, you have spent everything. So have a plan on how you spend your money and avoid impulsive buying. Plan for it. And if you want to indulge in impulsive buying, the impulsive buying should fall in your financial plan. Leave a section there for impulsive buying. I mean, give an amount. When the amount reaches, you stop it. It will be very important to have that. And avoid external influences. You mostly see people using certain appliances, certain things in their homes. They'll talk about it, but usually you may not need it. Before you spend your family income on something, evaluate it. Do you need it? Are you going to be needing that service? Are you going to be needing that equipment? If not, avoid it. The next thing is savings. Saving is a key aspect of every financial system. If you cannot save money, I mean, what will happen when you fall in rainy days? What will happen when you have an emergency? So savings will help you with ready money when you have an emergency or something urgent. Maybe your child can be sick, you can have an accident. We don't pray for that, but you could have it. Your saving accounts or the money you're saving could help you. Another thing is there are many saving techniques you could have. Like I call some of them, I call the fragment techniques. After Jesus Christ fed the 5,000, the Bible says there were fragments that the people he fed left. And he told his disciples that to gather all the fragments, and surprisingly 12 baskets were full. You can imagine that. So one of the financial system saving method we use is that we have this, I don't know if you have been there, these small wooden boxes to make a big hole, and each time we go out to buy something and we're able to bargain lesser than what we had initially programmed, we keep it in that box. Because usually it'd be difficult for you maybe to move to a bank to go and save 1,000 francs, but the 1,000 francs, the 500 francs that you have, you can easily save in this box. And saving this small money, if you take it in the period of a year, you may be surprised at what you see when you open the amount. It may shock you. So another financial system you may adopt, or method you may adopt, is saving things through what we call njangi. I mean, you have a monthly amount you have to save. This system will help you to make sure you practically are saving money. And then now, make sure when you're on rainy days you save. At times you may, because we have financial seasons. We have ups and we have downs. There are periods where you may be high financially, and those periods, make sure you save. Make sure you save, because you may not know what the next period will look like. You can imagine what happened in Egypt when Joseph was there. They had 7 years of plenty, which was followed by 7 years of lack. But in the years of plenty, very few people thought it wise that they should be saving their produce. So in the same thing with your finances, your family income, when you are high financially, make sure you save and live at a reasonable expenses. So the next thing you could adopt as a family, as a couple, is invest. But investment is tricky. I've heard of a lot of investment schemes that people have involved themselves into, and it has created great loss in their family. Make sure before you invest, investment is very important, but make sure you study. Make sure you get an expert to help you in the investment process. And above all, make sure you pray. You do your personal research, you plan. I remember there are a lot of pyramid schemes that keep coming regularly, and a lot of them has reaped many families from their finances. Make sure you do a personal study. Make sure you get an expert. It's true that telling you A can give you after investing this, you have this amount. That's true. But make sure you do your personal study. Make sure you do your personal research. Make sure you pray, and God should guide you. And then if you have decided on what to invest on, make sure you plan appropriately and do the right investments. And the next thing is, make sure you do regular M&E, that's monitoring and evaluation monthly. Do it monthly and then do it yearly. Every month, sit down with your partner and discuss about your finances. Discuss about how you spend the money. When you do regular monitoring and evaluation, you are going to be able to identify the areas where you people spend money unnecessarily. And you're going to identify the areas where you think you could maybe spend a little bit more, maybe to get something particular. And that will go a long way to help you people curb your errors earlier than allowing something pile up over years. Doing an M&E regularly will help people to avoid wastage, or it will help people to easily see some financial mistakes you're making. The next thing I'll encourage people is that when you're planning your finances, keep a section to help others. I mean, you're from a family. People have helped you before. You had parents, you have siblings, you have maybe other relative you could help, or maybe somebody around. Make sure you keep a portion of your finances to help people in such a time. I believe that your family comes first, but also keep a section to help others. I mean, if people have helped you, people have been of very blessing to you. As you are married, it should not stop you from being a blessing to others. If you have sisters, if you have brothers, I mean, a certain uncle that was a great help to your life, make sure you also appreciate that uncle by maybe sending the person some money, or maybe buying the person something. It will be very important. The next thing to improve your finances as a couple is that both of you should take financial courses together. Study on the aspect of money. Study to know how money circulates. Study to know how you could better improve your finances. It's very key. It will go a long way to help both of you, one, to be in phase on what money is, how to spend the money, and two, to make sure you improve your finances. And then thirdly, make sure you get an expert. Make sure you get a lawyer. If you want to buy land, do a big investment, it will be key for you to have an expert accompany you in the process, or give you guidelines on what to do and what not to do. So if you've been blessed by the content, if you like it, if you like what we have been sharing, so please do well to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell and subscribe to our content so that you are kept alerted on all our new posts. Thank you. God bless you. Ciao, ciao.